Today we're talking low carb purgatory. Now, does this sound familiar? You've tried low carb diets in the hopes of losing weight quickly and gaining energy. But a couple of weeks in, you're starting to feel deprived, depleted, and your weight really isn't budging. You've increased your fat intake a bit, you've minimized your refined carbs, and you still feel like you're being hung out to dry. Midday, you want to take a nap, and happy people make you want to smack them. I have been there. Your anxiety is high, your sleep is wonky, and other than a few pounds of water weight at the beginning, that darn scale hasn't moved in weeks. Ugh. You, my dear, are in what we call low carb purgatory. This is that area where you're not actually taking in enough dietary fats to start producing ketones for efficient energy, and your carbs are too low to fuel your body's need for glucose. So you aren't burning stored fat, and you aren't energized enough with substantial fats or carbs. So you linger in this miserable area and blame the low carb diet, saying, low carb doesn't work for me. Wrong. You simply aren't doing it quite right yet. So let's explore by briefly going back to basics and talking about the science. Ketones are produced when the body lacks significant sources of glucose for an extended period of time, and you have enough dietary fats to let your body know it isn't starving and instead being nourished at your meals. Ketones have amazing healing properties, and they help ignite and strengthen our mitochondria, which are energy powerhouses. On F the Diet, I progress you through raising your fat intake and minimizing your carb sources, as well as making those carb sources nutrient dense instead of just a quick hit of sugar. As women, we have extremely delicate and intricate hormonal responses. We fluctuate not only monthly, but daily. Sudden changes in diet, lifestyle, stress, emotions, sleep patterns, environmental toxins, or activity level can all send us into this downward spiral, creating a cascade effect of increased stress hormones, inflammation, an overabundance of harmful gut bacteria, and increased insulin sensitivity. Yeesh! So how do we get out of the low carb nightmare and heal our body? We actually increase our healthy fat intake even further and reduce our carbs to about 20 to 30 net carbs a day, making most carbs come from vegetables and a small amount of nuts and seeds, which provides loads of fiber to help bind to excess estrogen and toxins. The idea that weight loss is simply calories in, calories out, we now know is completely absurd, as there are so many other physiological and incredible things happening in your body when you take in food and are exposed to stressors, hormone mimickers, and toxins. It is the response to these things that create our environment of either fat burning or fat storing. It also plays a huge role in our susceptibility to illness, disease, hypoglycemia, diabetes, autoimmune, and thyroid issues. How do you know if you're truly producing ketones? So instead of playing this guessing game, you can actually test your blood ketone reading periodically. And don't go crazy checking it every day. If your body isn't producing blood ketones, you know that you're still stuck in this limbo and you need to keep adjusting. Blood meters for ketones aren't cheap, but they are totally worth their weight in gold if you start healing from the inside out. To fix illnesses, disease, metabolism, inflammation, and brain health like memory, recall, attention, it's an incredible gift that we can give ourselves. The urine strips are a waste of your money when it comes to testing ketones. Once your body starts using ketones for fuel, it's taken up and it's no longer present in your urine, so you could see a false negative reading. Blood or breath are far more accurate ways to go. And a reading of 0.5 to 3.0 means you're producing ketones, and within that range, you can start to find where you personally thrive. My personal thriving range might not work for you, and vice versa. So once you're in ketosis, you'll start getting really good at listening to your body. You won't need to measure your food portions, and you'll start to intuitively know what serves you best. Now, what if your carb intake is already about 60 to 80% of your caloric intake, your calories aren't super restrictive, and your carbs are around 20 net grams per day, and you still aren't in ketosis? You actually might be taking in too much protein. Did you know that excess protein, more than your body can handle in one sitting, can cause an insulin spike as it converts to sugar for fat storage? So scaling back on your protein portions just a tad might really help push you into ketosis. We don't actually need as much protein as the supplement and fitness industries have led us to believe over the past few years. We are getting some grams of protein already, depending on our carb and fat sources too, that we don't always account for. And keep in mind, if your body has a lot of healing to do, it will focus on that before it ever starts letting go of excess stored fat. So be patient and be kind to your body. Progress will happen when you do things right. Okay, let's recap. Getting yourself out of low carb purgatory. First, don't stress over getting too many calories. It's absurd to deprive your body, ladies. Stop doing it. So eat and enjoy all kinds of healthy fats, whether as homemade dressings, cooking with loads of grass-fed butter, mixing up a yummy guacamole, eating fattier fish and quality meats, or look up tons of keto recipes online or on my website. Second, keep your net carbs between 20 to 30 grams for now. You might find as your body heals, you can stay in ketosis with a few more carbs than that, but for now, focus on the healing properties of creating ketones within your body. Third, chill out. Get your stress levels under control or you'll be battling the damaging effects of high cortisol levels and you'll never get rid of that layer of belly fat. Fourth, watch your protein portions and possibly scale back a little. My fifth tip is choose higher fiber, wholesome, nutrient-dense carb sources instead of refined and processed ones. Sixth, test for blood or breath ketones to see where you truly are and find your own sweet spot. And finally, ladies, if you need a treat once in a while to feel normal or to make you feel like this is something that you can stick with, do it and just don't beat yourself up after it. I believe you are making amazing progress physically, mentally, and emotionally with food and your body. So be proud and focus on that. Is that it?
There's money, honey.
Oh. Focus on healing properties of Really happy people make you want to smack them. I have been there.
Okay. You're starting to do that all over again.
Why? Is that bad?
Yeah.
Trying to keep it G.
It was close to that.
Why is my husband a comedian? Keeps me in check.
Scratch that. It's a joke.
All right, let's roll. Take 472. Going. All right.